Hi, everyone. Janet Harley here with Faith in an Ever-Changing World, Encouragement and Hope. Faith Story. And today I have with me Ms. Kenita White, and she is a Christian wife, mother, a health and wellness coach, and working to do the will of God. And Kenita is going to share with us today her faith story. Hi, Kenita, and welcome.
Hello. Hello.
And a lot of you will know and recognize Kenita because every morning she blesses us with her walk with a message. And so it is so encouraging to see that, and thank you so much for doing that for us, Kenita.
You're welcome. It's just something that God has set out for me to do, and I am very glad to do it.
Yeah. Well, if you will, please share your faith story today.
Okay, so I always grew up in the church. I always grew up knowing who God was. Me and my sister was just talking about this today. We haven't always been like we are. You know, people grow up, they do different things and stuff like that. But I have been a Christian for some time now, and I thought I was joining Facebook to do my health and wellness business, but God seemed fit for me to do something else. And I am just so excited about this. I get so excited about getting up every morning, just telling people something about God and how great He is and how blessed we are to be here, to be able to just know Him and live for Him every single day of our lives.
Yeah.
I became very about faith a few years ago, really big on going to church and doing the will of God. When my grandpa passed, it even brought even more out of me to know God more and stuff, because you had to lean and depend on Him in order to get through just a tragic, just something tragic. Anytime you lose a loved one, it is tragic, but when you have God, you can get through it so much better. It gets, you do cry, but the good days that you had with your loved one makes it so much better when you have God on your side. God is just wonderful. I can talk about Him all day long. I talk about Him all day long. My daughter, she's like, "Mom," and I'm like, "Well, you got to have God. You got to trust and believe and know that He's going to work it out. He is going to work it out." So I love God. I have loved Him for a very long time. And it's just a great pleasure to have met you. We talk about God all the time too. And it's a blessing to know as many people that are on there, that is on this faith journey, that's on this faith walk. Whenever we walk together, that is just a blessing in disguise. That you're not alone out here in this world, that we need each other as one. In order to make it in this world, we have to have people that are different from us, that are walking the same way as us, because we never know who we might touch in this world. We just never know. And I just want to thank you so very much for inviting me on this. This is a wonderful thing you're doing.
Well, thank you, Kenita. I'm just blessed to have you here, sharing your story with us. You know, God can give you that peace like you've never had before.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and you were talking about losing a loved one, or for any situation in your life.
Yep.
These times today that we live in, we certainly need that faith and to lean on Him.
Yes, we do. So when you have that peace, and I know you know how it feels. A lot of people don't know how that peace feels. But whenever things come up in my life, it don't even bother me. It doesn't even resonate. And they're like, "Why are you just so calm?" I said, because when you have that peace and understanding of God, then you do not have to worry about what's going to happen today, tomorrow, the next day, because God's going to be with you through it all. You know, He's going to be there with you through it all. Mm-hmm. So I love that peace. I love that I got that peace. I ain't always had that peace, but I'm glad I got it now. I'm glad I got it now.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
And Kenita, how do you feel that we can hang on to that peace, that faith in these times today? How
I would say read your Bible. The Bible is great. You have to read your Bible. You have to ask God to give you the understanding of the Bible, because the Bible is kind of hard to understand unless you just ask God to help you with the understanding. You have to make sure that you be around people that are of good faith and teach you the way to do things and stuff like that. You have to have a support group with this. You have to pray. Prayer is a big thing. Praying, I pray morning, noon, night. You have to ask God to help you through this, because without Him, you cannot make it. People cannot make it. You have to have prayer warriors. I've talked about this before.
Absolutely.
We were always, not always the way that we were. Somebody prayed for us to get to where we're at today. So without prayer, we are nothing. You cannot do anything without prayer.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. And we need to pray more for each other.
That's exactly right. And I pray for the world daily.
Yes.
I pray for every person that is on this earth. I pray for them daily. That they might find or know who God is before it's too late.
That's right. That's right. That hope and encouragement.
Yes, it is. So I am so glad that God has chose me to be a servant out here walking the streets and telling about his goodness. Sometimes I'll be going back and forth with him, like, I want to talk about this. And he's like, nope, you're talking about this morning. But you just have to be obedient with the word, what he wants you to say, and just, and give them if you have to say it so many times, it might just be that one person that needs to hear it that day.
I was going to say, it may be one or two people that needs to hear
it. So I just repeat it and repeat. Sometimes I'm like, Lord, I just talked about this. He said, well, I need you to say it again, you know? So, but yeah, so sometimes we have to just repeat it over again and let people know that, there is a God out there, and
absolutely.
And he's with us, and he'll never forsake us, and he'll never leave us.
Nope.
So
he will not. He sure won't. Well, Kenita, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to have you with us today, and you just keep walking and giving us that message.
I sure will. All right. Thank you for inviting me.
On your heart.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again next week. God bless. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.